Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, going to be talking about our defense for this video. I know, right? What hasn't been said about our defense? We know that this is one of the top defenses in the NFL. Number two, number one. I would say number one personally because I'm a Niner fan, but just the way that I've seen this defense play all year long from week one all the way until now to the upcoming game against the Baltimore Ravens, they've just been balling out. I don't think they've had one bad game this whole year. Maybe they struggled a little bit against Arizona for the first time just because they were coming off a Thursday night game, but other than that, they've been almost dominant every single game. Even the game against the Seahawks, we lost. Russell Wilson, he didn't have the best game of his life in that game, in my opinion. I don't know what else to say about this defense. Going to be just giving some statistics for you guys, just how historically great it is this year. I don't know if I want to compare it to past defenses for NFL history, but I'll probably do that later on at the end of the year, and hopefully the 49ers, they can win the Super Bowl. I can compare this defense as one of the top defenses like the 2000 Ravens and what have you. I'm going to get this video started. A lot of things to digest, have a lot of statistics for you guys, numbers, so hope you guys are ready for a little bit of math. Math is not my favorite subject. Whatever. Anyways, going to get the video started, but before I do, please like and subscribe. That's going to help out a lot. Share this content, share this channel with fellow Niner faithfuls. That would be helpful as well. Let's just get this started. 49ers defense, why is it great in 2019 so far? Okay, time to talk about our roster first for our defense and why it's great in 2019. I think the big difference between this year and the past couple of years is just everyone from starters all the way to the bench. Everyone is just able to come in and contribute definitely and quickly. You look at the roster right now from starters, from Nick Bosa, D4, Richard Sherman, Jaquiski Tartt, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, all these guys right now, they have stepped it up. They're doing good on a consistent basis, and if they need a rest or if there's an injury or two, which I hate injuries, but they do happen, you look at people just replacing each other, it's just like no problem at all. The system keeps going, and that's what I love about Robert Saleh and his 4-3 defense. The one thing that I'm looking at right now is Ahkello Witherspoon. He got injured early on in the season, and then he went out. Emmanuel Moseley came in, no problem at all. Moseley has been balling out for the 49ers for the past couple of games ever since Witherspoon got out. Now Witherspoon's back in. I think it's just even better because you can use either of those two guys, and they will not miss a beat at all. Other things, looking at the defensive line, when people need a rest like Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner, any of those guys. You got guys like DJ Jones, Ronald Blair, who's unfortunately out for the year, Demontre Moore, who's also out for the year. These guys, they can just step in and come in with no problem, no heartbeat missing at all, which is great for this defense. I got to give them a lot of credit for what they've done. John Lynch, he's been very patient with drafting defensive linemen. They're not all of them his, like Buckner and Armstead. I don't think they were his draft picks, but anyways, I mean, for drafting these guys for a long time and now paying off in 2019, that says a lot for what they wanted to do, is to build on the trenches. And so far, the defensive line, they are the main reason why their defense is the way it is, from being able to pressure the quarterback, being able to help the linebackers, and the secondary definitely. And I'll talk about the secondary in a little bit and how beneficial the defensive line has been for this whole season. Look at the roster, name all the starters, Pro Bowl caliber guys, all Pro caliber guys like Bosa, Buckner, and those guys, to guys on the bench that could probably start somewhere else on another team like Ronald Blair and DJ Jones. The depth is just awesome. You look at the linebacking core with Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, who stepped in for Quan Alexander, who went out for the year with a pectoral injury, not missing the beat at all. I don't know what else to say about this whole roster. You guys pretty much know about this 53-man roster on the defensive side of the ball, and I can't really say anything else. So that's probably the first reason why our defense is great in 2019. Next up, let's talk about general statistics for this team on defense. Points allowed, yards allowed, rushing yards, passing yards, all those basic statistics that you see on television, what have you. So first up, let's talk about points allowed. The 49ers, they're second in the league with 14.8 points per game. That is great for second in the league behind the New England Patriots. The thing that surprises me a lot is yards allowed. They are hands down first in the league in yards allowed in general. Rushing yards, they are struggling a little bit against the run, but for the most part, they've been great. I mean, you saw the game against the Packers on Sunday Night Football. Aaron Jones, he couldn't get anything going. This rushing defense can be great when they really, really need to be. But the thing that astounds me the most in terms of this whole defense is the secondary and passing yards allowed. They are hands down number one in passing yards allowed, beating every single team by the win in terms of that. Those guys, Richard Sherman, Emmanuel Moseley for the most part this season, Jaquiski Tartt, Jimmy Ward, these guys, they have been balling out. They've been playing their hearts out. Tartt, man, I've seen things that I've never seen before in my life, like that strip fumble on DK Metcalf. Jimmy Ward, he's just balling out all year. I think everyone, including myself, he's proving everyone wrong, and I'm glad he's doing that. I know it's 5 years into his contract with the 49ers, but at the same time, hey, I'll take late than never at all. So Jimmy Ward, I'm proud of you. You've done great for this defense, and hopefully you can keep it up even more. Richard Sherman, we all know what he stands for. I just talked about Witherspoon and Moseley. These two guys opposite to Sherman, they have been big improvements as well. First in almost every defensive category for the whole NFL. One thing that does great for the 49ers, but one thing that benefits from them definitely is third down conversions. They are second in the league with about 27-28% completion, which is just awesome. That means not a lot of teams are getting through third down. And you just look at the games in general, third, fourth down conversions, eye test, nobody can get through this defense at all unless you get lucky or just tire this defense out, but they don't ever look tired at all. I mean, sometimes Jimmy G, I love him, but a lot of the times he can throw picks and fumble the ball like crazy, but the defense will just stop him and nothing would happen at all. The most they would get is a field goal after a turnover and what have you. Sometimes when Jimmy throws an interception, which I hope he doesn't, it kind of makes me laugh at the same time. I'm like, oh, this defense that we have, they'll probably just stop him or whatever. And for the most part, I'd say like 95% of the time they've been able to stop him from a turnover and what have you. I mean, you look at games like the Pittsburgh Steelers where they had 5 turnovers on offense, but Mason Rudolph and company were only able to get like 6 points total from those turnovers. To see that production from that defense, to be able to deal with adversity, that's the big difference between this year and the past couple of years on our defense. You look at 2018, oh, it was just absolutely terrible. But this year in 2019, when everything is going all bad on offense, they're able to quote-unquote bail the offense out, which I hope they don't have to do too often. They probably don't mind doing that, but at the same time, I really don't want Jimmy G and his interceptions to be the reason why we can't make a deep playoff runs. Jimmy, if you're watching this, please cut the turnovers because they hurt definitely. Not right now, not in the regular season, but definitely in the postseason, because when you're in the postseason, you only have one chance to make plays and what have you, and if you make that big mistake, you are out of the playoffs. If you want to make your turnovers, I prefer you do it right now in the regular season than the playoffs, and then be almost perfect in the postseason. A little bit on the offense. I don't want to write too much about the offense. I love the offense. It's just sometimes they can drive me nuts sometimes. This defense, I mean, to be able to bail the offense out of a bad trouble, I think that's a great thing for Jimmy and company and the whole team in general. And plus, it gets the defense off the field really quickly. I know this part's kind of long, but just wanted to mention this part because it's very important for this defense. And I think that's the identity of this defense, is being able to deal with adversity, being able to just get to the quarterback and what have you. Defense, adversity, statistics, number 1, number 2 in almost every defensive category. Can't say anything else. Okay, one question for you guys and a rhetorical question for myself. How great can this defense be? This is a pretty good question just because, I mean, the 49ers defense right now, they could be historically great, but first they got to win the Super Bowl. But at the same time, just to evaluate it right now, early on in the season, almost the end of the regular season, I think this defense can be one of the best defenses that we've ever seen in a while. I would say this would be very similar to the 2013 Seattle Seahawks team when they won the Super Bowl, because with LOB, Richard Sherman, when he was there, they were really known for their secondary, and they just balled out all year long. Number 1 in passing defense and what have you. And to do that in a pass-friendly league in 2013 and now, I think that's just an amazing thing. But I think our defense could be even better just because our pass rush is there. Everyone from that front 4 to our linebacking core, they're just talented. They can just get at you. They can just rush 4, and that's the biggest difference between our defense and pretty much almost any other defense, is just to be able to rush 4 and have no problem at all, with Nick Bosa leading the way, DeForest Buckner in the interior. To see that, I think that's just an impressive thing for this 49ers defense. But first, they got to win the Super Bowl. I hope they can. I know that's kind of a far way to think about right now, but with the way the defense is playing, they can definitely get to the Super Bowl and win it against, I guess, the New England Patriots that are probably going to make it in the AFC side. To see this defense the way it is, the big improvements that they made for the past couple of years, this is a very sustainable defense with the young talent core that we have. The big problem with this 49ers thing, it might be the salary cap issues in a couple of years, but right now you got to enjoy it. You got to seize the moment. You got to take advantage of this whole defense right now and how good it is. Oh, we're going to get this defense like this again? I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, our defense, 2019 49ers, I think it's one of the best that I've seen in a while. Hopefully they can keep it up. And to do this in a pass-happy league, as I said it just now, I think that's the more impressive part. Being able to lock down the passing game, stop the run for the most part, and being able to get to the quarterback, to do all 3 phases at once. I think that's what makes this defense awesome and probably one of the best maybe in NFL history. Too early to tell, but looking at it right now, they can be if they want to. So that's it, guys. Wanted to talk about this defense. Kind of a long video, but I do love this defense, and hopefully they can keep it up even more. They have a tough test against the Baltimore Ravens. Hopefully they go as well. Please let me know what you guys think about the defense. I'd like to hear what you got to say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help out a lot, and I'll be catching you guys up tomorrow on Saturday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day.